Team versus team in the history of conference championship games.
I've been going through every potential matchup, and I keep going back to Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, and then 3 straight years, Aikman versus Young. I'm going to go 49ers and Cowboys.
That's correct.
Let's go! Let's go!
In fact, it's by a wide margin. They have met 6 times. Twice in the 70s, once in the 80s, 3 times in the 90s.
Let's go.
No other teams have met more than 3 times in the conference title game, so by a wide margin. Score that one for Schrager.
Kimbo!
Okay, so here's what I want to get into. Mel Kiper Jr.'s first mock draft of the draft season is officially hot off the presses. And no surprise, he has Fernando Mendoza going number 1 overall to the Raiders. As you take a look at the top 10 picks there, you've got a bunch of Ohio State guys that you see on that list there. That includes Arvell Reese at 2 and Carnell Tate, the outstanding wide receiver he has going to the Giants. Caleb Downs, a safety going at number 10. You see some of the other names on that list, and we will dive into the number 2 quarterback in a minute. But let me bring Mel into the conversation here. And I got the group here because there's a few things I want to react to. Good morning, Mel. Missed you on first draft this week, which will drop today at noon Eastern time. So you have Mendoza going number 1. That seems not to be a surprise at all. What was your takeaway from the championship game the other night, and what is your sense of the Raiders' certainty in taking him at 1?
Yeah, pretty much a lock for me. I know Peter can talk more about that, but I think you look at never flinching. I mean, this kid cracked the code like he always talked about. He was spectacular throughout the season. He cut the sack total at Cal from 41 down to 18 during the regular season. He improved in the areas he needed to. It's only 1 pick, 9 passing, 1 rushing, and a 74% completion percentage. This kid is ready for the NFL because he benefited from 35 starts. He's 22 years of age. He'll be 23 in October. Think about the Raiders and that division and the AFC in general with all those great quarterbacks. It's a heck of a place to start. And the future with Mendoza being brought in as the number 1 pick overall for the Raiders would look bright for Raider Nation, I believe. And I think this is an obvious pick. I would lock it in with pen with exclamation points after.
Wow. For sure. I totally agree. There isn't any question that Mendoza will be the first pick in the draft. The only question, if there is one, is whether the Raiders will be the team that makes it. Now, you were there on the sideline. We saw Brady there. We saw Mark Davis there. Do we feel sure that they're going to make that pick rather than trade it?
I can't say that, and that's what's so interesting about this year, in that Tom Brady's going to have a very large voice, and both he and John Spytek were there, and I was next to them on the sidelines on Monday night, and they're watching Mendoza very closely during warm-ups, very closely as he was getting ready to come out of the tunnel, everything. And truthfully, we, and that includes us at the table and Mel and Field, we could say it's a no-brainer. But it's going to come down to the man there in the black hat and the Raiders sweatshirt. Does he love Mendoza? So I'm not going to say necessarily in January that this is a no doubt just yet.
That's the point, is that I'm not sitting here telling you they're going to take Arvell Reese. I'm saying they have 2 options. You can either draft Mendoza, who's going to be the first pick in this draft and should be, or you can trade it. And we talked about this yesterday, but for the new audience joining us here, the Raiders are the worst team in the National Football League. They have a million holes. Are they at the right place right now? Do you start with a quarterback there and then figure it out from there?
I want to start this just because a few weeks ago I said that I would trade the pick, right? And I would go take picks. I would take Mendoza. After I just saw what he just did through this playoff run, you're looking at that dude, and you know it hurts. Like, we all feel pain. I mean, don't miss it, right? But we're looking at each other, and that dude looks at you, and you know he's in pain, and he still calls his number. Like, you respect that kind of stuff. If you're going to have a building block for a franchise or an organization, and you have that type of toughness, that type of accuracy, like, he's checked all the other boxes. But I'm just talking about the huddle box that needs to be checked for offensive linemen and the rest of the team. He's hit it. I would say that to me would be the difference maker.
Okay, fair enough. So we expect that. So then they send me Mel's. Mel wanted a quick thought in there. Go ahead, Mel. Give us a thought on that one. Go.
I'll just say this to finish us up. If they were picking at 2, 3, or 5, they would be wishing they would have been picking at 1. They're at 1. You take Mendoza. Think about Yale, 1894. Yale won 16-0. Where did Mendoza want to go? To Yale. So it all came full circle. I mean, you can't screw this up. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You got to get a quarterback in that division in the AFC. Why in the hell would you do anything but take Fernando Mendoza? And Brady loves smart guys and team guys that are all about the players, not individual accomplishments. Mendoza checks every box that Tom Brady would want, okay? But better athlete than Tom was coming out, more athletic, and he's done everything Tom did. So, except what Tom didn't win a national title. So at the end of the day, this is, like I say, this is as obvious as any pick I've made in terms of projections in 50 years of doing this.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll leave that one there. So then they send me yesterday Mel's mock draft. I get it early, and I'm looking over. I wonder if he has a second quarterback going in the first round. And I'm scrolling down, and sure enough, you have the New York Jets selecting Alabama's Ty Simpson with the 16th pick, the one they got from the Indianapolis Colts in the Sauce Gardner trade. Mel, talk us through this one.
Yeah, Joe Namath, Richard Todd, and now Ty Simpson to the Jets, right? You think about Ty Simpson. First nine games of the year, we were talking about this kid maybe in the top 5 overall. He had 21 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Then he went through a stretch with 5 fumbles over a 7-game period. Threw 7 touchdown passes, 4 picks over those final games. 2 came against Eastern Illinois. 1 was a throwaway. Bottom line is, yes, only 15 starts. That's dangerous, right? But he's 23 years of age. His father's a coach. Nick Saban's there with him, advising him. So he had heard first round. You think about Ty Simpson. Like I said, he could have been top 5. He would have continued through. Offensive line let him down. Ryan Williams didn't have the year expected. He had no running game, okay? Ty Simpson obviously goes to a team that you say, can they screw it up? Can they affect? Hey, let him sit for a little bit. He's only has 15 starts. But again, put a little weight on that frame. This kid's so competitive. He won't let a play die. He fights till the bitter end a little too much. He'll figure that out. Ty Simpson, like I said, at this point at 16, we were talking top 5 back in October. I think would make sense for the New York Jets or the Steelers or the Rams late first round.
Or the Colts that we stay where we're great. Awesome.
I'll tell you why I like it.
Give it around.
I like it because you could take a swing this year, the second first-round pick you have, and you have so many picks that, hey, if he's not the guy, you could draft another one next year, and you're not bound to Ty Simpson. You took him 16th overall. I don't think it's a bad idea. Take one this year, and if he's not great, take another one next year. You might as well keep swinging the bat.
Hey, look, why not? I mean, we have a different quarterback every year. We have a different coach every year. I mean, why not?
At that point in the draft, I think you can get something a little bit more sure for a team that's obviously by trading everything away, they're building for the long-term future. My concern is like, while Mel, I agree wholeheartedly, he's a guy who doesn't have a lot of snaps and you want to take your time with him. We say that about so many quarterbacks. We never do it. He's starting. If you draft him, he's starting. Within the first quarter of the season, he's starting. Whether he had 15 starts, he's ready or not. And that's my concern for him. And honestly, for Mendoza also, is like, these guys can obviously play in the league, but don't ruin them by putting them out there and expecting too much of them and starting
the
the clock.
Jets have proven they know how to develop. Just relax, all right? You're being a little harsh on how we treat quarterbacks. The Jets, if there's anything they prove, they know how to develop a quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
You know
All kidding aside, the important part of this, I always look at these to see where is Mel projecting the second quarterback going, because that's what we really have. So middle of the first round, whether it be the Jets or another team that's in there, that's where we can expect QB2 to go. Again, Mel's Mock 1.0 available right now on ESPN.com. Mel, you're the best. I'll talk to you this week. The great Mel Kiper Jr., the man who invented the draft. As we continue, the John Harbaugh era underway in New York. But who really runs the Giants? Front office drama already brewing in the Big Apple. It was some fun.
It's clear. What do you mean? We know.
He already lets you know.
He lets you know.
He was